Okay, right. So we've talked about the surrendering company, and of course, I guess it makes sort of sense that if you're surrendering, um, imagine you have a company surrendering 100. They want to surrender 100,000 pounds worth of loss, and you have profit worth only 50,000. We'll talk about what makes up this profit anyway. Well, it makes sense, right? That you can't, if you were to give this company here with profit of 50,000 all your 100,000 pounds worth of loss, well, then they would go into loss. And that's not really the whole point of this. The whole point is that you can only absorb as much loss as you have profit to absorb. So therefore, naturally, the maximum this company, for example, could take from this guy could be 50,000, and then he would have to look for someone else to give the rest of his loss to. So that's how it works. So really the argument is that the group can choose any amount of group relief up to the maximum, which is the lower of the available loss of the surrendering company and the available profits scenario 50 and above, which is a 50. Now let's look at the actual let's look at the um, if you like, the maximum loss that can be claimed by the claimant company. So this is looking at this company that has the profits, right? It's like, listen, I have some profits here. What can they absorb? So you first of all have your total profits, and like all things, as you can imagine, we were very clear, which is why I kind of did the earlier videos, just to remind you that we always bring forward trading losses against um, trading income. They don't hang around. So the company that is claiming this loss must first of all use its own losses, if you like, or its own brought forward losses first. So bring your trading losses forward first and use that against your trading profits in your year. If you have anything left, that's wonderful. Almost carry out a year claim is what they're saying. So knock out the current year loss claim. Knock out, well, it says it's assumed anyway. So whether or not you do it or not, that's all you can do. Carry out a current year loss claim. Knock out any kind of if you like, losses in that year. So property income, chargeable gain losses. Sorry, you can't use chargeable gain losses. So for example, so any interest expense, what else? Property. I think those are really the two things. And QCDs, of course. And whatever's left, then you can accept. You can mop up someone else's losses with whatever remaining profits that you have. So you can see here it says, whoops, this keeps rolling. This is total profits, right? And we'll do an example in a second. And you can see the argument here is there is a will by government to restrict you from using up or from just saving losses and then carrying them on. So again, just repeating that, bring forward your trading losses. You have to. That just kind of makes sense. Bring forward your trading losses, use them against your total profits. How much profits do you have left? Carry out a current, well, add on, it says total profit. So if you have profits, you have profits. Kind of like adding everything together, right? So you might have some profits. If you do, you do. Or if you just had trading profits and then there's current year losses, knock those off. And then knock off QCD as well, right? And then we can see what's going on. So let's do this example, example 3, which is quite, it's a good one. Sorry, let's see here. Oops. Just waiting for this. All right, here we are. Yes, oh good, that's worked nicely. Sometimes it takes its time. Okay, right, so we have Xylophone and Ziffer. So Xylophone is a 75% subsidiary of Ziffer, and this is the result. So this guy has this to surrender, and Ziffer has this to claim. Well, I mean, Ziffer is the claimant, Xylophone is the surrenderer, I guess, if you like. So what can Ziffer offer Xylophone, so to speak, in terms of how much profit is available? So this is its trading profit in its year, in this year 2000. It tells us very clearly that we have a brought forward trading loss of 25,000 for Ziffer. So Ziffer has 25,000 coming from 2016. It must use it first against its own trading profits, right? So that's the first thing we have to do. So I have to knock that off first and say, okay, how much do you now have left? 0, 0, 0, 10 minus 5, I have 65 left of trading income. What other income do I have? Well, I have income of 7,000 and then 6,000. You know, with capital gains, remember our problem is not gains, our problem is losses. Our problem is, we did that example, right? Losses are what we can't use in our year. We have to only carry forward against chargeable gains anyway. So I now have this additional income. Oh, this is good. So I have this, I have this, I have this, and then I can deduct my qualitative gains, my QCDs, and this takes me nicely to 65, 13, 78, 78 minus 10, 68,000. So I have 68,000 pounds worth of it that I can, if you like, bargain with Xylophone, right? So that's how we actually do this. I mean, I just focused on Ziffer. I think you do Xylophone, how you would deal with this, and whatever is lower, if you like, that's what you can kind of deal between the two of them. Remember, I'm sure, without telling you too much again, remember that trading losses brought forward for Xylophone cannot be kind of added on. If you like, we have to really start only with the 70,000. This 16,000 will keep getting transferred forward and forwards, if you like, right? Okay, and then yes, sort of see this won't come into it. The chargeable gain won't come into it, if you like, and then you have this sort of charitable donation. So sort of play around with this and see how you fare. But it's really Ziffer I wanted to focus on, if you like, and then we'll carry on to the next example, because Xylophone is really a repeat of what we did earlier on, surrendering losses. Okay, great stuff. See you in the next video.